Hola, and welcome to Career Confident Mujer, the podcast designed for jefas and jefitas of the professional world, the first generation professionals. From triumphs to challenges, we're here to share the stories that inspire you to become the jefa of your dreams. Welcome back to another episode of Career Confident Mujer, and I am excited to talk to you and deliver part 3 of my career journey series. And it's been so exciting being able to reflect on my career journey. And after I've been doing these podcast episodes, I'm like, where now, Cindy? Where are we going now in the future? Where is your career journey taking you? And I don't think I've really taken time to reflect and really think about all of the obstacles that I've gone through, all of the things that I've learned along the way that have built me into the career confident mujer that I am today. So I've loved this podcast series. If you have as well, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share with someone else that can learn from these stories. Me personally, I've been in the field of higher education. So if you're in higher education as well, make sure that we connect so that we can be able to build each other up in the community. But here I'm going to go continuing my story. We left off where I was working at my previous institution to where I'm currently at now. And I was telling you about how I didn't get the job for the college, but was ended up being called to be hired on part-time for this institution and build my own first year center. And let me tell you, this position gave me so much growth. I knew I was making an impact on this college, making an impact with students, and my center began to outgrow its space. It began to deliver an engaging environment. I hosted orientations. It was so much fun, and it was so much life to it, right? And I knew the impact that I was making. But unfortunately, when you do really good at your job, then you just end up getting way more responsibilities added to your plate. Well, that was me. It ended up being not just a first year center for first year students, it was also for dreamer students or undocumented students. Then there was a special program for some students to get free tuition, and it was onboarding those special cohort of students. So I was overseeing all of these different projects, and I was very innovative with finding resources to be able to deliver services. So going back to my parents being very entrepreneurial, I didn't think we needed to have a huge budget to get things done. So I would have students become mentors for other students. So second year students become mentors for first year students. And I would sign off on volunteer hours. Like, those are things they could add to their resume, but also it could help out the college. So it's like a win-win situation, right? And I also just did different things like reached out to the local Cal State, and for those that were interning in a certain field like human services, then I reached out to them and provided them to work at the center and get their internship hours for their bachelor's program. And again, win-win situation. But then I ended up having to be able to supervise all these individuals, supervise various student workers, and coordinate all these projects. I was definitely very busy, but in higher education world, I loved it, right? I loved it, but I don't think it was paying the bills like I wanted to pay the bills, especially living in Orange County. It was extremely expensive in those areas. And at the end, I kind of realized like I was taking on all these special populations, yet I didn't see a high increase in my salary. And I should have been at the director level, but it was more a coordinator role. So I was kind of bummed out in that. And I really started thinking about, do I want to stay here or will there be growth? Well, it happened to be that this college was then going to be going through a hiring freeze. And at this time in my career journey, I am completing my master's program and going through a divorce. I ended up going through a divorce and I became very depressed after my divorce. I was pretty blindsided by it, a whole nother topic. But that put me into this mode like, okay, I love what I'm doing, but I'm not getting paid enough and I need to get paid more. And then I'm now a single mother. And how will all of this isn't adding up, right? I need to do something different. And that's when I started looking for new jobs and new opportunities because I knew the current college I was in was actually going through a hiring freeze. And I knew that I wanted to move up, but I didn't know there were opportunities in place for me to do that. And would I be willing to wait it out any longer? So I was already there for 3 years. And so that's when I started looking for other jobs. So I started looking for other jobs and I applied to the current institution that I'm at now. And it was a great opportunity because it's important to know that at this time in my journey, I really want to become a vice president of student services. But one area that I'm lacking in is being able to work closely with faculty since I was working more on the student front. And I really needed to enhance my skills with faculty. I think that's important to know. You always got to look where you want to be long term in your career and identify what are those skill sets that are needed in order for you to get that job and understand where you are right now in your career and understand what are those missing skills, those missing gaps. What are the gaps in your education, the gaps in your understanding for you to have that role? And then find different positions that allow you to build that experience. That is what I needed in order to become a dean, in order to become a VP, right? So one of those skill sets is what I needed, right? Working with faculty. So the current job that I'm in, I work at the campus level as an administrator and I help out students, faculty, and staff understand the processes to assist students with well-being, behavioral concerns, and any complaints or grievances that they have. I help them navigate those processes. So I'm kind of like a case manager for the college. I love it, especially that I have my master's in educational counseling. It really ties in so perfectly, and I get to work really closely with other deans, faculty, staff, students. Like, I love it, right? Has it been the easiest position? No. There's been a lot of learning from this role, especially because I work for a Hispanic serving institution, which means that you have more than 60% of your student population being identified as Hispanic. Unfortunately, the staff or faculty are predominantly white. So there's a definitely flip flop. And working in management, you also have to work in that culture where you're navigating that balance and you're also seeing the imbalances within the organization. And you have to be the person to walk people through having more of an equity mindset. So it's definitely been a learning experience and it's been challenging, but that's exactly the skill sets that I need in order to become a dean or a vice president of student services. So I'm definitely on track. And one of the good things that came out of this college is that they had a cohort program that they were offering to do a doctorate program together. So I do a doctoral. So I applied. I'm jumping the gun here. Okay. I applied, and basically what they're doing is they have a cohort of different of my peers, other faculty, other managers, that we are all enrolled in a doctorate program together. We're all doing our doctorate in educational leadership with the emphasis in community college leadership. So, and the college is paying for half of the tuition. So that's an awesome blessing. And it couldn't have come at a better time, especially because It was right when COVID happened and I was at home. So I was able to take a lot of the first year of courses, at least the first year and a half online, even though it is an online program. That was really good. So I was able to manage, my household, my family life, taking care of my son, and going to work while going to complete my courses for my doctorate program. I'm still enrolled in my doctorate program. I've completed all my courses as of now, and not as of now like I have anymore, but we currently enroll each semester into a course that helps us write our dissertation. So I'm working on my dissertation right now. My goal is to graduate by spring 2025. Fingers crossed. Pray for me, y'all. So I hope that goes through. And right now in my career journey, I've actually really been enjoying where I'm at. I get paid really well in my career. I'm blessed in that area. I love just focusing on my doctorate program right now and expanding Career Confident Mujer. I feel like I'm in this spot in my life where I love giving back to my community and helping each other out to be able to level up in our careers. And through Career Confident Mujer, I have now been doing this for 3 years and I love it. I've been doing more guest speaking events, doing more podcast interviews, doing so many different things and coaching different women and men. And it has been such a great experience. So I've been really loving where I'm at in my career journey right now. If you could ask me where I currently see myself, I currently see myself really navigating still what I'm doing now. My goal is to definitely be a vice president of student services. I love working in the community college field. I love helping students. I love serving our community, and I get to do that in so many different ways. And I just want to remind you, you never have to be stuck in a 9 to 5 and also lose out on your own purpose. Right now, in my current role at the institution, I very much have to be, very process oriented. I have to, be very a neutral party. And that's hard for me, especially because I have like a counseling background. I just want to help people and give them advice, but that's not my job. My job is not to give advice. My job is just to give the process, right? But because I just don't get that in my job doesn't mean I can't have that other places. So I invest that through Career Confident Mujer. Like I love giving back. I love empowering the community. So that's how I do that. So never be limited to what your 9 to 5 offers you and say, this is it for me. Find your passion and your purpose in so many different ways that help you be fulfilled, whether it's volunteering, whether it's taking on a side hustle, working on your dreams and fulfilling your mission is such a beautiful experience. So I hope that this has enlightened you to kind of get to know me a little bit better as your podcast host. And so I can move forward with telling you more of my experiences, my highlights. We'll get more into some topics. If you have any ideas, drop them below in the comments. I would love to feature a video on anything that you need help with in your career. But this has been such an awesome experience being able to share my story with you, share my heart, because I feel like it's very, very important for us to be authentic leaders and us to be vulnerable in spaces, because so many times people think we got all of our stuff together and they don't realize the story, what we do day in, day out, struggles that we face. So if you want help on reflecting on your career journey, I do have a career development workbook that will be linked below. You can always check out my merch, my career development workbooks, all my goodies on latinaempowermentshop.com, or you can just visit my website, Career Confident Mujer, and that has all of the details on how you can work with me. But thank you so much for tuning in, and I shall see y'all soon. Adios. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Career Confident Mujer. I hope you found inspiration and valuable insights to fuel your own career journey. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Remember, you are not alone on this path. Take care and remember that you deserve it, mujer.